Hello subscribers and non-subscribers, welcome back to ChäoS said. First things first, I would like to apologize for the issue I had last time when it came to rendering it out, with it essentially starting partway into a sentence. That was, again, as I said in that episode, an issue where I had screwed up and accidentally selected a different video codec that doesn't really work all that well, and so when I had tried to convert the codec, it, I guess, for some reason decided not to go and actually convert the entire thing, and decided only to go and grab like the first portion of it, and so it was missing out on I guess probably only like the first second or so, give or take. But yeah, so let's go ahead and continue on with ChäoS Head. This has more than likely already been read, but just on the off chance that it hasn't, because I don't bother going and checking the last video before doing this. Excuse me. And so yeah, she was getting more and more hysterical. If I pissed her off any more than this, she'd go out of control. Chill out, self. She wants to buy a cell phone for me, okay. I won't really use it, but if you want to buy it for me, sure, why not?
Huh?
What's she saying? Now, that's technically not true. Because if you figure that you can call him and he will pick up, and that'll tell you if he's alive or not, it's not true, because he may not pick up. He may decide, oh, it's her, I'm not going to pick up the phone. And so you end up not really finding out if he's still alive or not. So really the cell phone does nothing. Potentially. Hey now, some people are fine without cell phones because they've got no need for them. I hardly use mine. Shut up, you trend-chasing high school girl. You're much weaker than me when it comes to being informed. I've got the net. Right, okay. Well, the net, if you were to search, actually would tell you that almost everybody has a cell phone of some sort, whether it's a smartphone, a flip phone, or whatever. Considering when this game came out, I'm pretty sure it would be a flip phone. Or maybe one of the very early smartphones, but probably a flip phone, I think. Granted, it was a given for contemporary high schoolers to have cell phones, but I didn't own one. I didn't have any opportunities to use one. There was no one for me to call or text. I didn't want to spend money on something I wouldn't use. It's actually sort of how it is for me. I don't really have anyone to go and call or text for the most part, so for me, I'm just gonna have one because of a family plan thing, but I don't really use it at the end of the day. At least for the most part. Now I returned the figure to its shelf and peered at my face. Oh, she was still holding a figure of some sort? Okay. Or you could inform him about the different models and what exactly the differences are between them, and he can pick the one that he feels is closest to what he needs, which generally speaking probably just means one that can accept calls and text. Because, well, he's not really going to use it at all, period. Even if you buy him one, so he just needs a cheap one. Even if it breaks halfway through a conversation. Along with her words, she took her own cell phone out of her bag and held it out toward me as if she were offering me a pillbox. Yep, flip phones. That's kind of what I figured, but I wasn't 100% sure. And wow. The image looks kind of jagged, but I can forgive it. It's playing in an 800 by 600 window. Um, it's a fairly older title, and generally speaking, there's not really a need to pay attention to that at the end of the day. But yeah, flip phones, and no, I'm not a fan of the banana yellow. That's what it looks like to me, at least, banana yellow.
ついでだからストラップも同じのあげるよ
No thanks. I'd rather not have that. I'd rather not have a frog on my phone.
うわ、なんという手抜きキャラ。
I don't know, it's actually pretty decently designed, but it's a frog, so no thank you. Especially since it's a frog, but honestly I don't really care for a strap at all. Realistically speaking, and I'm sure our character doesn't either. Oh, hey. The image got better when we zoomed in. That's, at least for the most part, I think. It doesn't look as jagged when we zoomed in. Okay, whatever. What dangled down in the form of her cell phone strap was a bizarre mascot creature. On top of that, it looked awful, as if an amateur had designed it. As I said, it's actually decently designed, in my opinion, but I don't care for it, so don't bother. Dude, this wasn't anywhere near the level of lazily made or disturbing but cute. Really? Disturbing but cute, okay. Also, the exclamation mark is in the wrong spot. It's supposed to be within the quotes.
手抜きじゃないもんゲロカエルンはこういうデザインなの今すっごく流行ってるんだからねはあ女子高生の流行なんてお兄が知ってるわけないか
Well, I mean, our main character here is a guy, so really it shouldn't come as that much of a surprise if he doesn't know what's hot among high school girls. Especially since he's also introverted for the most part. He's not a big fan of conversation, so that also adds to it. Really, if anyone is surprised by that, that's kind of sad.
そういうとこを直せば少しは女子と会話成立すると思うよきっと
I don't know, we'll see how the series goes along. I mean, if anyone's actually watched the anime or even really has any idea of the series, you'll see how this all turns out anyway. So yeah. That's why I'm telling you to shut up, trend worshipper. What is this Garo frog crap? Logically speaking, no matter how you look at it, this kind of thing would never start a fad. Except it probably would. Sadly, it probably would. How sad for her, failing to realize that she's being controlled by the media.
っていうか今はゲロカエルンの話じゃなくていいから携帯買いに行こうよ
No thanks. Also, the times don't add up. That must be the date then? What, September 30th? Seems kind of odd. Yeah, but that has to be the date. Okay. Kind of surprised that they would select that date. Although, granted, I guess it would work because they're in school, but wait. Oh, I mean, granted, here I don't usually go to start school the day after Labor Day in my area. Not gonna bother looking at a calendar to remember when Labor Day is. It doesn't matter to me anymore. But yeah, okay. Whatever.
あ、別にお揃いがいいとか言ってるわけじゃないからね家族で同じ機種だと基本料金が割引されるサービスがあるからだよ
Oh, that's not the way it is here. Sure, you have family plans, but you don't get a further discount if you all have the same model phone. At least to my knowledge, they don't have one like that. We just, generally speaking, end up with the same model phones anyway. Because there's no real reason for us to have different models.
家族で持ってないのはお兄だけなんだからね
So you have one, our father has one, presumably our mother, as long as she's not dead, has one. Which I don't think she is. Granted, I don't think we ever actually, technically speaking, meet our character's mother and father anyway. So you could always go and assume that they're actually dead and she's just imagining things because she's a freaking weirdo. And she thinks that they're alive. Honestly, like I said, I don't think we ever meet the main character's father, so it's always possible for that to be the case.
いらない。
なんで？お金はお父さんが出してくれるんだよ。
Because we're not going to use the damn thing. So what's the point?
必要ない。
Exactly. If anything, it would only get in the way. If I had a cell phone, Mom would make sure to call me every single day. If I ignored her, she'd obviously send Nanami out as her assassin again. In short, it turned into more of a hassle than it already was before, and I'd have to be even more careful. I couldn't put up with that, and I actually didn't start my timer, so I have no idea how long this has been going on for.
もう信じらんないよ、このバカ鬼。もう帰る。
So I'm probably gonna go and temporarily stop the recording after she leaves. Hopefully that's soon, to figure out how long this has been going on for.
ああ、そうしてくれ。
Oh, yep. Okay, there we go. I opened the door so Nanami could go outside, but she didn't move. Shoulders shaking with anger, she burst out at me.
ほんとバカ、アホバカ鬼。駅まで送ってくれるとかしてよ。
嫌だね。
Why did I have to see her off today? I'd never done so any of the other times she dropped by. Ugh. Don't know why I had a hard time saying that.
だって最近殺人事件とかで物騒じゃんか。こういう場合心配するのが兄弟ってもんでしょ。
But if the murders only happen at night, you're technically speaking fine because it's still the middle of the day. So, yeah. Or at least you should be fine because it's still the middle of the day. For an instant, yesterday's events seemed about to revive at the back of my mind. I frantically shook my head, sending that gruesome spectacle flying away. Like a bird. Because why not?
どうでもいいし。
Surely the new-gen perpetrator wasn't so idle and curious as to attack a babyish kid like Nanami.
ありえない。ナナが死んでもいいって言うんだ。
I mean, considering that we did essentially daydream you dying because you drank Coca-Cola of some sort, not sure if it's diet, zero, cherry, or what. But that we had apparently poisoned. Yeah, I would say our character probably doesn't really care if you die, at least right now. But of course, if you were to actually die, then he would probably freak out. Naomi was on the verge of tears. Looked like my words had seriously gotten her down. Serves you right. That's what you get for disturbing my peace. This is my quiet little form of revenge. How'd you like them apples? Really? We gotta use that phrase? How you like them apples?
バカ、死んじゃえ。鬼なんか猟奇的に殺されちゃえ。
Our character's not allowed to get carved up by a serial killer? Because plot armor. Actually, I'm pretty sure that is actually a thing in this case. And not so much plot armor, but rather who the serial killer is prevents us from being chopped up or carved up or whatever. Pelting me with those parting lines, Nanami pushed me out of her way and hurtled out of the room, aka the cargo container, because apparently we feel like living on a cargo container on the roof of an apartment complex, presumably. And apparently nobody ever questions that. That stormy period of time had finally come to an end. The room went silent as soon as Nanami left, well, except for the computer in the background. I think it's the computer. Yeah, it sounds like it's probably a computer. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a modem. But I don't think that's the case. It had to be like this, after all. This was my base. I couldn't let anything go on here that wasn't to my tastes. Oh, yes, and of course, as I said, I was actually going to go and check and see how long this has been going on for, so give me a moment. Okay, so this has been going on for about 15 minutes, so I'm actually going to go and cut this here. Oof, not a fan that it did that. Seems to have screwed up copying this. Let's see. Oh, come on, don't do that to me. Oh, really? Oh, that doesn't look right. Okay. But whatever. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'm going to go and cut this off here, as always. Like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, I can sort of read what that's supposed to be saying, but I can't quite see it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's see that last line. Before we actually we cut this. Seated in front of my mouse, I moved the mouse minutely to make the Sarah screensaver on my monitor go away. I tried to drink the Coke left on the table straight from the bottle, but it was empty.
しまった。これ、ナナミがさっき飲んだやつだ。
Okay, I'm gonna go and wait until we get to a point where he doesn't say anything before I actually cut this. There we go. I'm gonna cut this right here. Overwrite that save. And as always, like, favorite, comment, subscribe, share, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye and farewell. And that looks a bit familiar, and that looks a bit familiar as well. But whatever, again, moving on, as I said, I will see you guys next time. Until then, goodbye and farewell.